I don't know about you, but sometimes motivation to me is like trying to find rocking horse poop. I'll plan my week, I'll look at all the videos, and I'll get all uber excited. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But when it comes to Monday morning, oh, I don't want to leave my bed. And I've just got so much to do with all my list of stuff that I've got to do for work. And then all that motivation, the mood is just killed. Well, I can't be asked to do it anymore. Now, my question is, if you could bottle that little bit of enthusiasm, that little bit of motivation, how amazing would that be? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that in this little episode. Baz, what are some words for motivation?
Drive is a good one. That's one I use a lot. What drives you to do what you want to do? Passion, that's quite a good one.
I've lost my mojo. I need to get back on it. I'm either on or off the wagon.
Controversial one, inspiration. What inspires you?
Yeah, I suppose what inspires you. I'll tell you what, another thing people use for motivation. I need to find my why. I need to know what my why is. Because if I know what my why is, then I'm going to be unstoppable. Now, trying to find your why for motivation is a load of rubbish, in my personal opinion, from all the people we've coached. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly why I think that's the wrong route to go down, and I'm going to tell you the right route to go down. This is the biggest question that we get asked, and I've noted some of these down from literally what we got asked last week. Okay, I'll tell you what one they are. Help. I've lost my motivation. How do I motivate myself to eat healthily? How can I get the motivation to stop eating? You know what that word is. How can I get motivated so I exercise every day? And it's something that I want to help you with today because I know it's the biggest problem that you have. Why? Because I have it too. First of all then, let's get this whole why business sorted, and why I don't actually think finding your why is enough to motivate you. Now, the most popular things that I hear when it comes to our why is this. Number one, I'm doing it for me. It's for me only. Now, that's all great, but you don't actually think you're worth it. And you don't actually think that you deserve to be happy. And you probably don't think that you deserve the body that you want. So there's a slight flaw in your plan there when it comes to your why. Do you think that's going to motivate you? The other one we get is, I'm doing this for my kids. And that's very noble, and I absolutely love that. However, when little Billy needs to go to soccer practice and little Lily needs to go to ballet, you're going to do everything in your power to take them there, to keep them happy. And what is left for you at the end of the day? Not a lot. Because, I'll tell you why, you feel guilty about taking time for yourself. Even though you're doing it for the kids, you can run around with them, be there longer for them, you feel guilty. So, there's another flaw in your plan there. Just look at this. Bless her little heart. Now, you may think I'm being a bit harsh, and I don't mean to. I'm just having a laugh with you. Do you know what I mean? But it's the truth. And here's the problem with all of this. While you're trying to find your why, while you're trying to find your motivation, there's a massive problem here. And I've been through this. I've tried to find my why, and I've tried to find my motivation, and I've looked everywhere. I've looked in the kitchen cupboard, I've looked in my knicker drawer, and I just can't find it. And there's a massive problem while we're looking for this, because all the while we're looking for this, we're not doing anything about the problem that we have. The thing is, this has probably been going on for quite a while. You've been trying to look for stuff to motivate, inspire, get your mojo, whatever it is. But the problem is, the more you're looking for this, the longer you take, the more motivational videos you watch, maybe like this one, or maybe the more inspirational quotes you read, It's just putting more and more time between where you are now and what you want to achieve. And you keep saying, it's okay, I'm fine, I'll just do it next week. I'll do it at the end of the school holidays when things aren't so crazy. Or it's a really busy time at work for me at the moment, I'll do it when it settles down. But here's the problem. You're just kidding yourself. You know you are. And I know you are. Because I know you. And the reason I know you is because I know what I'm like. And more importantly, I know what my other clients are like. You see, we all know what to do, we just don't do it. And the reason we don't do it, one of the big reasons, is that we haven't got the motivation. So how are we going to fix this then? Because this is ultimately what we need to do. We need to get you uber motivated, so you get off your butt and you go to the gym, or you make that healthy food rather than turn into a Mars bar and a packet of crisps. So how do we do this? Now, there's a guy out there, you may have heard of him, you may not have heard of him. His name is Tony Robbins. And Tony Robbins talks about the pain-pleasure theory. Now, Baz is really good at this, so I'm probably gonna get him to explain this pain and pleasure theory to you. Baz.
Hello.
I know I've just sprung this on you, but this whole pain-pleasure theory,
Yeah.
you know, we're talking about motivation, getting off the sofa. I've said about Tony Robbins, because he's the dude that talks about this. What is the pain-pleasure theory?
Basically, it's like a seesaw. And we as human beings will do more to avoid pain than we will do to gain pleasure.
Right.
Yeah? So if we are in a painful situation,
Yeah.
we will do more to avoid that painful situation than we do to get long-term pleasure.
Right, okay.
Okay, so that thought of us being in pain, we will do anything to get out of that pain, even if that's paradoxical and it gives us short-term pleasure but long-term pain. For instance,
Yeah.
if I'm feeling emotional or I feel stressed, I might go for the chocolate, I might go for the cigarettes, I might go for the alcohol, and I know them things are going to give me long-term damage to my body, but it gets me out of that painful situation and into instant gratification.
Okay, so like maybe when it comes to exercise then, would you say that we see exercise as painful? Maybe especially if we've got some like emotions attached to it,
Yeah.
like we don't like the way our body feels, it jiggles, I don't like putting the lycra on, I might make an idiot of myself. So that's pain. So then the pleasure for that would be staying at home.
Staying at home and making excuses up not to do it. And it might be, oh, I've got to read the book, oh, I've got to do the cat litter tray,
Yeah.
I've got to
Feed the fish.
Feed the fish. All these little things are distracting you from what you know you need to do, because you're attaching a little bit of pain or lots of pain to what you need to do. But we need to create leverage on this, and we need to change our perception of about the pain we're getting here to the pleasure that we can get from doing what we need to do.
Okay,
Make
cool.
sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to eating healthy then,
Yep.
do we see that as a pain because it takes time, we don't know what to do, if we don't do the right thing, then we're going to feel, I don't know, that we failed or something. So we go for the pleasure part, which is just chucking a like Weight Watchers or Slimming World thing in the
Our
microwave.
perception of what it's going to cause us. It's
Ah.
our perception of how that is, because we all know that eating healthy is really, really good for us.
We do.
But the pain that people attach to it is it takes too long. It's expensive. Can't be asked. I don't know how to do it. I need to think about it. And all these things are added resistance to why we do it. And it's the resistance that causes the painful situation.
There you go. I told you, he can explain it so much better than me. So what we need to look at here is tipping the scales. So if we've got pain here and we've got pleasure here, we need to flip reverse it. So we need to look at this pleasure that we might have, as in the chocolate bar or staying on the sofa, and we need to turn this into pain so that we move away from it. And this is how we get motivation. It's simple and it's easy. Now, I'm going to take you off to the play park with Baz to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so to demonstrate this whole leverage thing that I'm talking about with pain and pleasure, me and Baz are heading over to the local park, to the kiddie park, to show you exactly what we mean. We found the seesaw. Let's have a go on it. Okay, so now you see Baz is on the seesaw and he's enjoying his chocolate. And so here he sat enjoying his chocolate. It's really lovely. And look at the other end. There's no leverage to move him away from here and over to this part here. So this is what we mean by leverage, and this is what we need to do. We need to have a little chat with Baz so we can tip the scales. Baz,
Yep.
Do you like that chocolate?
Lovely.
Do you want to lose some weight?
Love to.
Yeah? Do you think eating the chocolate's going to help that?
I don't know, but it makes me feel good about myself at the moment.
Ah, but in the short term?
It's very short term.
But what about the long term?
I know that it's not good for me,
Yeah?
and I know that it's going to make me feel sluggish. It's not going to make me want to exercise, and I know it's going to make me put on weight.
Okay, cool. So we're going to start to put a little bit of pain on there then, so we can move this scale down.
What's this doing to me, Loz?
Well, come on, you want to lose some weight, it's not going to help you lose weight. The more you eat that chocolate, the fatter you're going to get. And the fatter you're going to get, the more problems you're going to have with your knees. Then you're not going to be able to play with the kids, you're going to have a heart attack, and then you're going to die. So we've just tipped those scales. So we've now changed how we deal with this.
So what's the good thing about being over this side? Why should I be over this side rather than where the chocolate is?
Because this side, you're going to lose the weight, you're going to be able to run around with the kids, even though we haven't got any kids. You're going to be moving further and further away from that diagnosis of diabetes.
Sweet.
You're actually not going to have aching knees.
Love that.
You're going to feel better about yourself.
Nice.
You're going to be able to look in the mirror and feel proud of yourself.
Yeah.
And also, to top it off, you're going to be happier in who you are, and you're going to be able to start to embrace life and be who you want to be finally.
Fantastic. That makes me want to stay over this side so much more than being over there.
Don't you twist me round.
Just a little bit.
Don't.
Just a little bit.
No. I don't like it. Stop it. I can't stop it. Better get back to work now. Oh my gosh, it is so windy out there. I was like, getting blown away. How are we going to fix this then? Right, how are we actually going to sort this? Where are you off to, Baz?
I'm going to go to the gym.
Baz has got a PT in. So how are we going to sort this then? What's the resolution for this? You see, at the moment, there's no leverage in your life to get your ass off the sofa. There's no leverage, no real leverage there. And I'm going to give you two little tricks, simple tricks that we give our guys when they do Freedom 7, which is our free 7-day online coaching thing that they do with us. I want to show you two futures. Future number one is if you don't get your butt off the sofa. And future number two, if you do get your butt off the sofa. So how do we do this? I'll take you upstairs and I'll show you how on the old whiteboard. So we need to have a look at these two things, these two futures. If you do and if you don't. Now, word of warning on this, okay? This can be tricky because I don't want you just to write, if I don't, oh well, I won't lose any weight. I'll feel a little bit more confident. I'll feel happier in myself. That's not enough to motivate you at all whatsoever. When we look at the do, I really want you to connect with this, the same as if don't. Now I'm going to read you some of the stuff that some of the guys, how deep they have actually dug. And I'm going to read you these off pat, okay? So hang on a second. Here's some good ones. If I don't, I won't get out of this cycle of bad mood swings, of feeling vulnerable. I'm scared My kids won't love me. They won't find me an inspiration. I'll be nobody. I'll be living in the past. I'll hate how I look. I won't have any life. I'll have to buy bigger size clothes, and that'll make me feel miserable. Stress is a silent killer. Well, that was a bit heavy, wasn't it? So if you had all those things written down on your don't, how would that change things for you? So let's have a look at some of the do and what people have said if they do take action. These are great. I'll be more relaxed and able to manage my emotions. If I do this, there's a chance I can go and do water sports with my boys. I know that I'm really buzzing afterwards. More quality time with my kids will relieve stress and depression, healthy body, healthy mind, have a life. When you read those, and you think about if I do, it just feels so much better. It moves you away from that pain, because let me ask you, do you want that don't list? The list that I read out? Probably not, but do you want that do list that I read out? Probably you do. And these are the sorts of things that I think about. It's like, today I didn't really have much motivation to do this vlog, I'll be completely honest with you, but I just thought of that one person that I might be able to reach, and I thought, what happens if I do this compared to what happens if I don't? If I don't, then somebody's still going to be sat on the sofa. They're going to end up getting sick. They're going to end up feeling depressed. They're going to end up feeling alone and isolated. Compares to what if I do this video? I may help that one person. I may help them get off the sofa, feel more confident about themselves, get in control of their lives, get out the red zone and into the green zone. And you know what you're doing here? You're getting clarity. You're actually finding out the truth of what is going on. Rather than just trying to escape it, like I said before at the beginning of this video, you're kidding yourself if you think you're going to start it tomorrow or the next day. It won't happen. You know, you've tried it, you've done it, and it just hasn't happened. You see, we do this exercise, as I say, with our guys in Freedom 7. What they say is that by simply writing something down, something so simple can make a heck of a difference to how they see themselves, how they see exercise, how they see food, and how they motivate themselves. It actually opens their eyes to what is really going on. It's as simple as that. Give it a go. Hundreds of people have done this, and from those hundreds of people, every single one of them has gotten the breakthrough that they needed. They don't need a why anymore. They just know what happens if they do and if they don't. They've got the power to create that leverage. And this is such a simple tool that it can work for any area of your life. If you want to join us on F7, great, and you want to know more, just type in the comments below, I want to know more. Or if you're in and you want to come and join us for 7 days for free, right, and get all of this kind of stuff for 7 days, then just say I'm in. Because I tell you what, it would be our absolute pleasure to help get you motivated and away from pain and into that pleasure, baby. So, this just leaves me to say, if you like this vlog, then give it the thumbs up, and if it really tickles your bits, then hit the subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one.